wasn't out of it. He was
Mm.
not beaten that far in a few of them. So he's got the right form. He just needs a touch of luck, and he can certainly win.
The Big Short is at $11. You would think some sort of a chance actually in this race. Barry Lockwood, Sean Cormack.
Yeah, he's been pretty consistent throughout his brief career. Only 15 starts, 3 wins and 6 placings. Often he's a little bit chancy in Magates. He actually knuckled over badly 2 ago and still managed to run third here behind Brentwood, and then fourth on a Saturday behind Hasten Delight. So he's got the right form. If he does everything right, he can figure somewhere.
All right, Military Gamblers number 4. He's second up today. He was terrific. First up behind Shamaton. Chris Muntz, Bailey Wheeler.
Yeah, 3 kilos off. He usually carries reasonable size handicap, so he won't know himself today with 56 on his back. Military Gambler, and he was good first up. Late, the last 100 metres, and he's effective in races up to 2,000 metres, this guy. So second up, he's here with a chance. Nice little increase in distance, an extra 150 metres second up. So, yep, you've got to have him in your selections.
Acrophobic is number 5. O'Day Hoisted again with Andrew Mallion.
This fellow's an ex-Cody Morgan galloper from Tamworth. And he's competed in some, decent races throughout his career. Third in a Deegan trial behind Porky. They rode quietly. And Matt said again on the radio this morning that he might be just in need of the run today, but they found a nice race for him, one of those Class 3s in a few weeks' time. So I'm going to sort of read into that I'm going to wait for next start or the start after.
Tony Gollan trains Tenzing with Jim Orman.
Yeah, he hasn't won a race since coming from New Zealand, although he's been about the money. And first up, he ran 7th at Eagle Farm behind April in Augusta, and he just had no chance. He drew barrier number 12, and he just may as well have stayed at home from that gate. So he's had that run, which is a good thing. Second up, he's got a good draw today. He's raced well here in the past, and I think he's got a great winning hope.
Twice on Sunday will be number 10, Jack Bruce, Jake Bayless.
And the report says synthetic hoof filler off, so that's a good sign, isn't it? First up. And he ran 5th in a Deegan trial behind Tidal, at Deegan. And then he won a trial, beating Tidal Creek. That was last Tuesday, when 8 days ago. Tidal Creek came out of that to win last Saturday. And look, he's a horse that is going to be in for a good campaign. She did take a couple of runs last preparation, though, to hit her straps, Bernie. So for me, just going to keep her under notice for the future.
Israelite Bay's number 11, Tony Gollan, Ange Jones.
Good last start, and she deserved that victory too, because often things go wrong for Israelite Bay. She usually gets back in the field, but she managed to get up and score. It was a good, positive ride by Kyle Wilson-Taylor, and he will have spoken to Ange Jones about any traits that she's got, and Ange has ridden her before. But look, she draws gate number 1 again, and it was this track and distance that she won at. Just the little knock is the fact that was a blanket finish, but still entertaining her here for sure.
Leary's an interesting runner because they've got her $60, but I think she's far from a $60 chance, Maxie. Harry Richardson, Madeline Wishart.
Yeah, what was the story? They just pulled her out of the paddock?
When she was 6.
Yes.
Harry's wife said, you better break that mare in. I don't think Harry was going to. And she's had 7 starts for a win and 4 placings.
Yeah, and adding all up the tally that she's won.
Don't let the 7-year-old put you off because she didn't start till she was 6.
No. She's won 41,000 and she's had a good break. But she was really good last preparation. She's probably going to find this a little bit too short for her. But if you're going a bit wide, she might be able to snatch some of the minor money.
Miss Joelene is number 13. She's gone $4.20 to $5, Maxie. Kelly Schweida, Kyle Wilson-Taylor.
We're all wondering whether she's going to get a nice run in transit or not. Is that going to go against her with the rail out? She has developed a pattern, though, of really finding her legs. And she was great in the sires, running on from last. Sectional's terrific, and exactly the same in the J.J. Atkins, storming home on the outside to be only beaten 2 lengths behind King Colorado. So I think they're possibly going to keep that pattern. because bigger fish to fry. They want to send it to Sydney, maybe a flight stakes or something. So I think Kaya will ride her nice and quietly today, and if it all pans out, she has a bit of luck. She's certainly got the ability to win. It's just a bit hard. She's only a new 3-year-old filly, not long out of the those 2-year-old races, but they were good races she performed in. So really keen to have a look at her, and she looks forward. She doesn't carry a lot of condition, so she comes to hand fairly quickly.
Number 14 is Dickensian, Glenn Thornton, Damien Thornton.
First up from a spell, unplaced all 3 starts, first up in the past, so waiting.
Super Gorgeous is a 15, BJ Smith and Dan McGilvray to claim 3.
Yeah, he'd sort of been in the wilderness for a while, this fellow, but it was a better performance last start when running 4th behind Redonte Choice there at the Sunny Coast, only beaten a length, so that was a much better run.
And down the barrel is from the Ken Jones stable and Jake Malloy.
Yeah, this is a lot harder than the 2 runs back from a spell where he's finished down the back of the field, so hard to have.
Protest result, Jace? Must have one. They've got the jockeys on. Right. Oh, dismissed. Thanks.
And Miss Joelene has been a bit easy. She opened at 420 out to 6, back into 550. Tenzing, 550 into 480. Very, very good betting race. And these Class 3s in Brisbane, whether they're on a Saturday or a Wednesday, they always are
Rack
good
up a
betting
good field,
races,
don't they?
and good fields, open markets. So what to do here? I'm going to go with Arnaqueur, who's got this really good first up record. I didn't see that jump out, but I saw the trial, and he looks ready to go. He's got a strong finish on him. Tenzing I've got in the mix. Number 13, Miss Joelene, and then Military Gambler, 1, 8, 13 and 4. So all those 4 have been well backed here.
That protest was dismissed in the last race too, Maxie.
Yeah, not surprising. Look, you couldn't say that a Pocket 4 was going to win, and the margin was about 2 lengths in the wash-up. Yes, there was interference, but you couldn't say that horse was definitely going to win that if that didn't happen. The right result.
All right, I'm with you. I'm going the way of Arnaqueur. I love how he presented. He looks magic here today. I'm a little worried with the 59. I would have liked to claim, but we'll see how he handles that kind of weight. He should be good enough to win this, I think. Military Gambler, definitely Tenzing. You could see great improvement with Tenzing and Military Gambler, both after their first up runs. And then I've got Miss Joelene in the mix there also, 1, 4, 8 and 13. And what's happening there at Warwick Farm now, Anthony?
They're still in a big delay there at Warwick Farm. The weather's been pretty miserable throughout the afternoon. It was hailing there at one point, so still a delay at Warwick Farm. I can't update you any further there. Let's have a look at this market at Doomben, however. Arnaqueur very well back late. Now, this was 380 when we went to the guys on track for the mounting yard, now into 310. So continues to firm number one, Arnaqueur. Military Gambler 460, got to 360 this morning, back out to $4. Tenzing 650 to 5. Miss Joelene is 440. This opened second favourite. It's now $6. Big short. 10 out to 14, and Acrophobics at $19. So it's all about the one here. Arnaqueur, $3.90 into $3.10. He's always promised quite a bit, this horse. He hasn't quite delivered, though. How long since it's been since he won? It must be 12 months at least since he's probably won a race, Arnaqueur, but they're thinking today might be his day to get back into the winner's circle. He's been very heavily back. 280 now about number one, Arnaqueur. So they're all on Arnaqueur here in race number 7. Here's David Fowler.
Move up. That will leave Super Gorgeous, Military Gambler, Miss Joelene. There must be something happening here because these four have been circling for some time. I don't know if there's an issue in the barriers, but now we're seeing some movement with Military Gambler going up, Acrophobic going in. So we're down to 2 now. Super Gorgeous and Miss Joelene to load. Giannica 280 now on tab. This has been the medium of good support, but in the last 5 minutes smashed, heavily backed. Miss Joelene begins her 3-year-old campaign today. Connections tasted success with Made to Fit earlier, so they're in the right frame of mind. I'm sure they'll be delighted if this filly can run well first up. She goes to an outside gate. They're all in. Set to jump now in race 7. Light turned on. Class 3 plate. Ready for action. Tempo will be interesting. They're off and racing this time. Super Gorgeous out the back soon after the start. Twice on Sunday, and Arnaqueur began well. Israelite Bay showing speed. A Military Gambler fourth away. Then Dickensian, followed by Tenzing going along the rail. Ahead of Miss Joelene. She's in front of quite a few on settling down, including Acrophobic. Then down the barrel, Super Gorgeous. Gaps to Big Short. Uncharacteristically, he's a long way back, and Leary can't go at all early, last of all. Heading up towards the back bend, 850 left to run. Israelite Bay leads. Arnaqueur puts itself right into the race. Second, trailing by a length. Tenzing in a good third. Twice on Sunday in fourth. Then Dickensian, 3 wide around Military Gambler. They run the inside Miss Joelene. She's travelling 7th. 4 to 5 off the lead. Then Acrophobic down the barrel. Super Gorgeous, Big Short and Leary. First split was slow, 46.01. Onto the turn, 500 left to run. Leader Israelite Bay. Arnaqueur getting closer. Tenzing sweating on a run. Then twice on Sunday, Dickensian always wide. Military Gambler looking for the way clear. Miss Joelene is starting to thread the needle. Down below the 300 metres though, and Arnaqueur went for home from Israelite Bay. Then twice on Sunday, Tenzing. The sprint has gone on. Miss Joelene getting out wide. It was Acrophobic, but it's Arnaqueur short of 100 to go. In full flight, in the lead, and home. Arnaqueur first. Miss Joelene great in second. Photo third, Tenzing or Israelite Bay. It was a dash up the straight. Then twice on Sunday, Acrophobic, followed by Big Short, Military Gambler. Then came Dickensian down the barrel, Super Gorgeous, and Leary last home in 1:19.87, and that lands big bets.
Yes, and I just was thinking this is over, but just before it began, like this got into second spot, just slotted in ever so easily. It took a couple of hundred to do so, but the 1350 start, straight line, 550 metres before they start to turn, and this just sort of reverse park into that second spot. And knowing how strong he is usually, you knew that he was going to give a kick. He just had to be fit. And Matt Hoysted said that he was on radio early today. He said he's ready to go. And the market was all over him like a rash. And he scores a good win. Miss Joelene was good. She got into a nice position. She finished a race off very well. Kelly Sweeter will be very, very pleased with that. Now, number 8 will get third, Tenzing, and then Israelite Bay, the stablemate, number 11, fourth. So Arnaqueur, having his first start up here, has been able to score, and he's got this incredible first up record where his 4 victories have all been first up. But this time, I think you'll find his niche up here at this time of the year, Bernie, in southeast Queensland. He's probably going to win more than his fair share of races, judging him on that.
Yeah, I agree, Maxie. Matty Hoysted's here to have a chat now. And Matty, I'm sure you'll agree, looking at his form, he looked just the perfect fit to come and race in Queensland at this time in his career.
Yeah, definitely. And look, obviously getting under plate conditions today, he was sort of really well in at the weights with what his previous form was. He just had to sort of I suppose replicate that and then sort of probably fulfil some of that early potential that he did show. But look, we couldn't be happy with the way that he's prepped up in today. Thought he looked fantastic, presented really well. So look, we're pretty happy with him today. Probably don't think that's the way to ride him. Obviously, lack of speed up on having him up as close. I think he's definitely better chaser. Probably ridden that sort of pair further back more with the genuine tempo is probably going to suit him better.
They did want to give it to you up there near the lead.
Yeah, that's it. When they're going as slow as they were pretty happy sort of being there. But you could even see him late, sort of half wanting to switch off a little bit. He's going through his gear changes. He's had a lot of different type of headgear on him, so he obviously can have a little bit of a think. But I think sort of just ridden that pair or two further back on more of a genuine tempo, we'll see him really attack the line better.
Yeah, and how much improvement do you think is in him?
Oh, look, he's a big gross horse, so I think we sort of had enough work into him. But there's no doubt just natural fitness improvement. He'll take on that, and whether he might even be better suited again once he stretches out a little bit further too, a bit later into his prep.
He just sort of, when he came into the yard, he just looked a happy horse, didn't he?
So he wasn't that when he walked into our stable. He's obviously down in the cold down there in New South Wales, and he had a coat on him about 3 inches thick on him. Look, big credit to our apprentice Emily Lang. She actually clipped him early on in the day, and it's taken a while, but he looks fantastic now. So big credit to how he presents today to Emily Lang.
Not only can she ride, but she can clip horses as well.
Can do it all. A very big asset to us, anyway.
Yeah, she certainly is. All right, enjoy the win. Well done.
Cheers. Thank you.
All right, there he is, Matt Hoysted. We'll get Ben Thompson's thoughts. He might just have a photo with these guys here. Obviously, everybody's pretty happy. Your numbers are 1, 13, 8 and 11. 1:19.72 the time, and he did win by about 1 1/4 lengths. So as David alluded to, landed some good bets. There was good confidence about this horse here today. The run of the second horse, Miss Joelene, was sensational. She jumped first, went back from the bag gate, but finished off really nicely. Well done, Mr. Thompson.
Thanks, Bernie. He a really nice acquisition to the O'Day and Hoysted team. He's been working fantastic. Obviously had great form coming into today. A Metropolitan win in Sydney, and some good, obviously finishing some good placings behind decent horses. So it was just muddly, I could say an awkward speed map, a lack of a speed map.
It looked like you were getting a formal invitation. Come to the front.
The plan was just to find a bit of cover. He works really well off the back of something, off the back of a companion. And but I was able to ride him with a lot of confidence. I was aware that the horse to beat would be giving us a big start, Miss Joelene. And we just had it too easy early pretty much. So he gave a great kick, and I'm sure there's definitely more wins in store for him.
Absolutely. Well done.
Thanks, Bernie.
All right, there he is, Ben Thompson. He rides another winner for O'Day Hoysted. Arnaqueur, he was the favourite and well supported here as well, Anthony.
Hey, Ben.
Hi. I do. We usually have a cigarette together.
Up, so he absolutely flies when he's fresh, Arnaqueur. And look, he's going to be a really good pickup for Queensland. They paid $45,000 for him online in April on the Inglis digital sale. And today's race was worth 38, so you get about 20, the best part of 20 for first. He's almost paid for himself in one go. And they'll absolutely get their money back with him. What a great pickup, because he can run in these Class 3 races at set weights. So, I mean, it's easy to say after the race, isn't it? We're all experts after the race. But, gee, he was pretty well placed in a Class 3 set weights on his exposed form, a horse that competed in a Champagne Stakes as a 2-year-old. And they didn't forget to back him. So, well done to them. And he'll win plenty more up there, Arnaqueur. 1, 13, 8 and 11.